Katrina, your relationship with Jamie in this movie is crucial to the story. We have to essentially root for this family to find a way to pull together. And so I'm wondering if it's significantly harder for you to find and to forge that chemistry with a co-star on a movie that's probably only going to shoot for a few weeks versus someone like Sam on Outlander, where you have multiple seasons to explore it and refine it.
I think, look, when Sam and I first started, you only have a couple of weeks to sort of find that and build it too. Interestingly, Jamie and I had only ever met once before we started filming this. We sort of bumped into each other in Toronto 2 years ago. But from day one, I mean, we've had very similar lives in a weird way, so it was kind of strange that we'd never crossed paths before. But I think we both approach our work in a very similar way. I think we approach life in kind of a similar way. So from day one, we kind of clicked, and it just felt very organic. And, I was lucky enough to have someone who's so talented, but also such a cool, fun guy to work with.
All right, Auntie. Cool, fun guy.
Jamie, the cinema and the love for cinema is something that's so prevalent in Belfast, and there's this terrific scene of the family going to see Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and leaning forward to get into the film. And unfortunately, as someone who watches movies constantly, I feel like I've lost a little bit of that spark of being able to lose myself at the movies. And so for someone who knows all the behind the scenes of how this stuff gets made, is that magic still possible for you?
Well, I hope it is. I want to believe that it is. I want to believe that we can still garner that kind of response and that sort of visceral impact of cinema. I have to agree with you. I feel like it's harder to come by now. Maybe it's like the older you get, maybe, but I'm lucky now that I see it through my kids a bit, with bringing them to the cinema and seeing these quite big responses to stuff, and I love seeing that. And I sort of forgot that I used to respond in the same way, but like all of us, the future cinema is precarious, isn't it? We're all worried about what that is. So, hopefully there can be movies that still have that sort of impact on people, and movies that the whole family can go to. I think, seeing our family in Belfast do it reminds you of how important that is, and how much of a fabric of all of our lives cinema has been,
It's not how the story ends, but rather the place where it begins.
Before they boot me out, knowing that the Oscar-nominated songs are performed at the ceremony each year, I'm just curious if you've thought about performing Edgar's song. during the
I don't know if anyone needs to hear that. I don't think I could sing it again. It's so hard to sing. It's such like an epic ballad.
Lies. He sings it every day.
That's not true.
That's all we hear.
I don't think I have the vocal range anymore to do that.